What if I told you ancient Egypt didn't collapse because of war or politics or invasion, but because they stopped feeding something? And not metaphorically, I mean literally. They believed, no, they knew that reality itself required maintenance, that without constant input, things would begin to drift, break down, fall out of alignment. And the way they maintained reality was through offering. We've been told offerings are symbolic, devotional, even primitive, food for the gods, appeasing higher powers. But there's a problem. The Egyptians did this constantly, multiple times a day across hundreds of temples for thousands of years. And if there's one thing we know about the Egyptians, it's that they didn't go to that level of effort without a very good reason. Let's bring in Rudolf Steiner, shall we? Steiner says something very specific. The fourth dimension is not space, it's not time, it's a formative layer of reality where things are not sitting there, they are being continually produced. In 3D, things exist, like your phone. In 4D, things are being made right now and constantly. But here's what we've forgotten. What looks like loss in our world becomes generation in that layer, in the fourth dimension. So when something is offered, it doesn't disappear, it changes state. An offering becomes a formative force that enters into relationship with real, structured intelligences operating in the formative layers of reality. Yes, Steiner explained there are higher intelligences. Steiner's cosmology describes a hierarchy of intelligences, angels, archangels, and higher orders, not as mythic figures, but as real agencies embedded in the formative dimension of reality. These are not beings outside the world. They are intelligences through which the world is continually produced. In that context, an offering is not a gift to them. It is a conversion of substance into formative force, which they can take up and then work through. An offering is the voluntary introduction of 3D substance into a fourth dimensional formative process. This is no longer give food to a god. This is feed a system that maintains reality. And here's the key insight. These higher order systems, these autopoietic intelligences, do not survive by accumulation. They survive by flow. So an offering is not a gift. It's a participation in a circuit. Now, Egypt suddenly makes sense. They weren't praying to the Nile. They were maintaining conditions that produced it. The priests actually acted like a nervous system. The offerings were the signals, and the cosmos was the body. This is why there was so much ritual, because if this model is true, then reality is not self-sustaining. It requires coherence, rhythm, participation. And here's the part that should bother you. When the temples closed, the priests didn't just mourn religion. They believed a circuit had broken. So here's the question that gives me the heebie-jeebies. Let's bring it forward, shall we? If offerings were maintaining reality, what happens when they stop? According to this model, coherence drops, systems destabilize, meaning fragments, material reality becomes less reliable. Now look around, and here's the twist. We didn't stop offering, we just stopped doing it consciously. Every day you're still making offerings, your attention, your emotion, your repetition. You are feeding systems, narratives, structures. The only difference is you don't know what you're feeding. So the real question isn't, did the Egyptians believe in offerings? It's what kind of reality requires continuous input to remain stable, and more uncomfortably, if you're always offering, who is receiving? If you want to go deeper, I've laid this out in full on Substack. And if you want to experience it for yourself, join me in Temples as Technology at magicalegypt.com. They didn't enter in silence. The sound is already there, low, steady. It catches the body before thought. She moves with the others. No words, no instruction. The rhythm is doing the work. Their breathing sings. The group shifts together. This is Threshold 1. Not the temple, the body, the edge of softness. The chant begins. Rhythm, movement, sound, locking. They go deeper. The space compresses. Intensity begins to build. This is Threshold 2. The group remains, but no longer carries her. Now she holds herself to go even deeper. The sound fades until only breath. This is the final threshold. The temple is no longer guiding, it's responding.